Hi guys, and welcome back to the Joe Pearson YouTube channel. I'm so glad to invite you in to see this house. It's a new construction. It's the latest in our series of new construction homes along the Wasatch Front here in the Salt Lake Valley. So I'm here in Lehi, Utah. I'm right on the foothills, on the very north end of Lehi, if you know where that's at. There's some really great things to admire about this location. I'm kind of biased because I live in this area. But it is a fantastic area. I'll go ahead and point some of those things out to you here in a second, but just wanted to give you a few details about this house. So this home is built by D.R. Horton. It's new construction. It is completed and ready to be moved in. The asking price on this is just over $1 million. So $1,025,000 is the price on it. And it's about 4,500 square feet on just under a quarter-acre lot. Now, something that's unique about this community, it's called Inverness. And like I said, D.R. Horton is the builder. It's a massive community. So there are gonna be over 1,000 homes built over the next 2.5 years. This is one of the first phases. And as I mentioned, it's kind of up on the foothills, so you have some beautiful views from different areas. This community will have a pool and a clubhouse just a couple of streets away from this house. And like I said, the whole community is scheduled to be built over the next 2.5 years. It's a mixture of things. So it's got townhomes, fairly nice sized townhomes. Those start in the 400s. And then you get into the single family like this behind me on somewhat of a smaller lot, like I said, just under a quarter acre. And as we go up the hillside, you're gonna have some estate lots, and those will be anywhere from like half to over an acre lot size. So lot to choose from. And then on the far east end, they're actually gonna have a 55 plus community. So some really great things about this area that I'm gonna just kind of point out as I introduce you to the house, but come on inside with me and let's take a look around. Okay, so I told you I'd kind of show you the outside of the house, a little bit about the lot. It's going to be landscaped on the front side. They don't have that done yet, obviously, but you can see the retaining wall that they've built so that you have some nice flat ground up along the house. I just want to kind of give you a feel for the street. So these are the townhouses that I mentioned to you. They're nice townhomes, and many of them are already sold as we go along and turn the corner there. And in the distance, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, probably as I walk up towards the house, maybe you'll be able to see a little better, definitely from inside the house, but you can see Utah Lake. And if you're not familiar with Utah Lake, it's one of the largest bodies of water in northern Utah. Great Salt Lake obviously being the largest, but it's not far in the distance there. This location has access. We are literally like 6, maybe 7 minutes tops from here to the interstate to I-15, and that gets you up and down the north-south corridor. So very good access. There is a lot of restaurants, a Harmon's grocery store, a Smith's grocery store going the other way. And then you also have American Fork Canyon, Timpanogos Cave, several mountain peaks, lots going on in the area that you might be interested in if that's your thing. Okay, so as we come up, I just want to kind of highlight this nice deep porch. You've got a red brick, kind of a traditional red brick, and then a dark wood trim around it, these nice beams. And it's a 2-story home, as you can see. Again, this is all going to be sod. They just haven't got it installed yet. But yeah, the color scheme I think it works really well. That dark brown with the red brick. It's the type of design that doesn't really ever go out of style. So it's very, very traditional that way. Okay, so as I enter the front entry here, I'll just get as far back as I can here. You've got a nice little light fixture. D.R. Horton is a national builder. They're one of the largest builders in America. So they do a good job of building. It's not for everybody. I do get complaints from time to time. It's typically from somebody that's wanting more of a custom design. But you know, if you want this size of a home and be in a price point that's affordable, D.R. Horton is a good choice. So you've got the iron rail leading up to the second floor. That's where your bedrooms are. And then you have this really nice size family room that's attached to the kitchen. You have these big picture windows here, beautiful fireplace with a horizontal shaped fireplace there. I would have actually, I think the one thing I would point to there is I think that fireplace could be a little bit bigger, but I understand trying to be mindful of cost. And I like that they've tied that brick into, it's the same brick as outside, so same look. And then it opens up into the kitchen there. You can see it's got a nice kind of modern design to your fan in here. You have the floors that I think tie really nice together with this kitchen. The LPV floors are fantastic that way. And you have a good sized kitchen area. So you have double oven here and then a 5-burner gas stove. It does have a vent system so that if you have any smoke, you can flip that on and no problem. Nice modern look to the fixtures here. You have a little deck off the front of the house here, which is kind of cool, big sliding door. And then you also have a back patio out this way, and I'll take you outside in a few minutes and we can kind of show you some of the uniqueness here. I'll just point out that section of the house that you see poking out there outside, that's actually the garage. So, and this is fairly common now. It didn't used to be, but fairly common in northern Utah now, where you'll have what we kind of refer to as an alley driveway. So this road here is only to access the garages and driveways of the houses. The garages are always in the back. So kind of hides the garage. I like that feature. You've got this island with the gray color to it. Your microwave is actually down lower. Some people really like that, others not so much. And then you've got these white cabinets here. You've got a good amount of cabinet space and countertop space, so I like that. It's a fairly good sized island. You have a decent room here for your dining. You've got these pendant lights coming down. So yeah, overall, I would say this kitchen for this type of a home, I think it shows really well. Huge picture window there. I mean, that's a very big window, and it goes all the way to the countertop, which is a bit unusual, and I don't mind it at all. Okay, so as we swing here, you're probably wondering, does it have a pantry? It sure does. Right here, plenty of shelf space, conveniently located right next to the kitchen. And then as I go back around, you have a half bathroom here, right off the kitchen, and it also is off the garage. So there's your garage. It is a 3-car technically. It's a 2-car door, so it's not any wider than 2 cars, but it has the tandem 3rd car here. So plenty of room for 3 vehicles or 2 vehicles and a, you know, whatever you want. Toys, motorcycles, a boat, a little trailer. Could be a little work area if you wanted that. And then you have some bench area, some hooks, places for shoes and coats. That's nice as you come right off of the garage. That's the basement there. I'll take you there last. This is just a little closet that you can use for hanging coats and whatnot. That's your coat closet. And then as we turn the corner and go upstairs, I don't know that I specifically talked about this room. I know that you saw it. This is an office. Could be a formal living room if you wanted it. Not a lot of people use formal living rooms these days. It is just kind of wide open. A lot of people like to have that office closed just for noise purposes. You certainly could easily add a door, and it could be a glass door so that it doesn't feel claustrophobic in there. But certainly the space for it would be easy to frame in. Okay, as we come up the stairs here, there are 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs, as well as the laundry room. So there's a Jack and Jill bathroom in between 2 of the bedrooms. I'm just gonna start on this far end here. Now I think there's a little bit of a stretch. They called this a second family room on the MLS. It's pretty narrow. I wouldn't really call that a family room, but it could be a nice little sitting area, reading area. Could be great space if you've got kids in school, you know, workstations, computers, that kind of a thing. And then it leads into this bedroom here. Again, the whole house is just about 4,500 square feet and that does include the unfinished basement. And so you're probably dealing with about 3,000 square feet finished. I'll have my staff double check that. This is just the closet. I'll show you inside there as well. It's not huge, but it's not small for a kid's bedroom or whatnot. And then this is the Jack and Jill bathroom that I mentioned. So you have the 2 countertops, or the 2 sinks with the counters, plenty of space for your cabinets. And then this is separated with the tub and shower combination, as well as the toilet is in that room separately. And then this leads into the second bedroom up here. These doors are all 8-foot doors, which is nice. That's a nice upgrade you don't always get. And tell me what you think about the color scheme. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Again, it's basically the same room as the other one, just flipped. It's just a mirror image. But yeah, so you have 8-foot doors, 9-foot ceilings on this upper level. That's very nice. This leads into the laundry, and it's a decent sized laundry room. They've already got the washer and dryer here. There's attic access up there. There are doors on either side as I step back here for like linen closets. And then you do have a nice view there. That's looking up towards, not quite Timpanogos. Timpanogos is going to be just to the left, but beautiful valley view. You can see the lake in the distance. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. There you go. See the lake a little better. It does have some nice views. And then your primary bedroom is going to be the last one that I show you on this level, and it is right here. A few things with it. There were things about it that I liked. There's things that I would have hoped were a little different. Typically for a primary suite, I would expect this room to be a little bit larger than it is. There's a beautiful view of Mount Timpanogos there. It's a nice view of the mountains. So you do have some really nice views from this primary suite. Again, you've got the 9-foot ceilings. You've got like a tray design here, a little bit extra. And then I really do like the bath layout here. Tell me what you think about this subway tile. It's a gray that almost matches the gray doors and some of the trim and the cabinets downstairs. And then you've got this light brown wood sink area. So soaker tub, really beautiful shape, large window looking out the back. And then your toilet is in that space there. And then to the right of all of this is your large walk-in closet, and it's pretty good sized. One thing that I forgot to mention while I was upstairs is that you do have separate HVAC systems for the upstairs and the main level. Really important here in Utah. If you live here or are familiar with Utah, you'll know we get extreme temperatures. So in the summertime, we're gonna get well above 100 degrees. In the winter, we're gonna get freezing and below all the way to 0, and sometimes even in the negatives. So having those different systems and thermostats that you can control the temperature in each level separately is a really important thing. Not all builders do that. Sometimes they try to cut corners and they'll use one system. They might zone it sometimes, which can be effective, but can be troublesome. So it's just nice that they've got separate units for each level and you just have your own thermostat on each one to set it all up. So now let's head downstairs. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the basement stairs. You can see it's unfinished. One great thing in Utah, if you're not familiar with the area, northern Utah, I should say. Southern Utah is different, but northern Utah, it is pretty standard to have basements. They don't always come finished, and that's okay. So this would be a bedroom, or it could be an exercise room, craft room, whatever you want. But it's really nice, affordable space because the makeup of the soil, it's easy to dig to add a basement level, and it's super economical to add a lot of square footage. If you're talking about a rambler, you're kind of talking about like doubling the size of the home. On a 2-story like this, you're adding about 1/3 of the size that it otherwise would be. So this is just one big open room. And then this leads into the cold storage area. So this is under the front porch. When I first opened it, turned on the light and walked in, I expected it to kind of end somewhere in that area, but it doesn't. Because if you remember, that front porch is so large, they have excavated all of it underneath. And this can be a really great storage area. If you have, it could store anything, but I've also seen where if you add like you could add a safe door here, and then that space is totally secure for guns, jewelry, whatever, you have rare coins, whatever it is, it's a great safe place to store it. Okay, this is the utility room. So this is the basement level furnace and AC unit that services the main level. When you finish the basement, you would either add another furnace down here. Typically, because the square footage in a basement stays cooler, you don't necessarily need another AC unit. It's totally up to you. But if you did want to add a second furnace just for this level, there's space for it right there, which is great. You've got a large water heater, and then you do have a water softener. The water is pretty hard here in Lehi. Got lots of deposits and minerals and things, and so always good to have a water softener, and they've already included it. Okay, so you've got this main family room here. You've got the plumbing already set for a kitchen. So imagine having your sink and kind of an island right there, and then a kitchen that kind of wraps around in this area. And then as you go into this space, it does have a walkout, and I'll take you outside here in just a minute to show you the backyard, what that looks like. This is plumbed for a bathroom here, and then another bedroom. Or you could really do a lot of things with this space, but typically if you look at a set of plans, that's designed as a bedroom with a bathroom connected to it, and then the family room on that side. Okay, now I want to take you outside to the backyard and kind of show you the feel of it, because it really is kind of unique. But when I first started real estate, it was very unusual to have a floor plan where your garage actually has the garage doors on the back of the house. And so that's what you have here. So you can see from the back side, you have this dark brown siding. And then you do have plenty of driveway space, as well as that 3-car garage that we talked about, and then an RV parking on the side. Well, and it's pretty wide, so it could fit a pretty decent sized trailer or a boat back there. And yeah, so this street is really designed just for the residents that live here to pull into the garages. And then this is your backyard area. Obviously you could fence this off, make it more private. And then you've got that nice back patio. Yeah, so that's that. As you kind of look up the mountainside here, that is all a part of the subdivision going up that hillside. That's where those large 1-acre lots are going to be, is up in that foothill. And the higher you go, obviously, the more beautiful the valley views become. Yeah, like I said, great location. A lot to like about the area. If you have questions about it, in fact, I'll just mention a few things. So just down the hill from us, and when I say just down the hill, I'm talking like 1/8 of a mile down the hill. There is going to be a new LDS temple. If that is something that's interesting to you, Lehi has an LDS temple that's been, the land has been acquired, and they haven't started construction yet. They'll probably start that within the next year, and it's just down the hill here. But like I had mentioned, and I'm going to just pause here and flip the camera around. Okay, this will give you a little bit better view of the area, the valley and whatnot. So you can see in the distance here, you can see obviously the lake in the very back, in the background there. But if I zoom in, you'll see Skyridge High School. That's the second high school here in Lehi. It was constructed probably, I think it opened probably 7 or 8 years ago. Again, I live in Lehi. 2 of my kids graduated from Lehi High School. 2 of them have graduated from right here at Skyridge. Fantastic school, great athletic program, great academics. And then I'll zoom over here and show you, that is American Fork Canyon. I mentioned that earlier in the video. So American Fork is a great canyon. It's literally 10 minutes from this house. You can go right up that canyon. There's a cool cave, Timpanogos Cave, that you can actually tour, walk through. That is Timpanogos Mountain. It's above 11,000 square feet. That there is Box Elder Mountain. It's also above 11,000. And that there is Lone Peak. I believe that's Pfeifferhorn below or behind Lone Peak there. Fantastic hikes. I've hiked several of them. Really great area. So if you're an outdoor enthusiast, if you love to hike, ride bikes, just jog, go out for walks, lots to do here. And you have a beautiful view of the valley. Like I said, you have access to the freeway just down the road, 5 minutes away. You also have the outlet malls, lots of great upscale shopping, just literally within 5 minutes of here. So a lot to like about this area. Again, I live here. I've got a lot of experience with it. So if you have any questions, about this specific house or anything else, either in this community or anywhere in the area, ring me up. It is an amazing area. I think you're really going to enjoy it here. And I'm happy to come back and tour other homes. Or if you want me to go back through this house and you have some specific questions, let me know. The builder is offering some great incentives. I can help answer your questions on all of that. So just reach out to me. Please like and subscribe to the videos. That really helps us and allows us to continue to make this content for you. Hope you've had a good time and enjoyed this home tour. If you have any questions, let me know. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay, that completes today's tour. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're interested in this or another property, you can find my contact information below. And until next time, thanks for watching.